Kilayim Perek Vav Mishnah Tet. We're going to finish learning about what's called Arisim. Remember, those are the hanging lattice work. The hanging lattice work, or on the wall, where you would, instead of growing your vines on the ground, you would grow them up in the air so that the grapes would hang and wouldn't become blemished and they would grow nicer. So now, we have learned that the Aris has, we learned the first Mishnah, the Machloket, the first Mishnah in the Perek, about an Aris, and it says, Notino avodato arba amot. There's a Machloket about arba amot, how much space do you give it for amot. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri said, no, it was only shishat tvachim, like a regular vine, like a plain vine. It doesn't have the din of it doesn't have the rule of a vineyard. So now the Mishnah is going to talk about the final case of haperach hayotze min ha'aris. Perach means just a shoot that grows out of the aris. Okay, and the Bartinura says mishal and havracha. It's a growth. It's an offshoot. So, and we're talking about a case. Let's just look here. So here's my aris that we had. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Here's my aris that we had from Mishnah Aleph. Okay, this is the aris that we saw. Remember, we had this aris of 5 vines that were planted together next to the wall. Okay, and we said that either Beit Shammai or Beit Hillel, you had 4 amot. So the aris grows, right? And let's say, for example, Beit Shammai, it doesn't really matter. So I have this shoot that grows off into the arba amot. So it grows over the arba amot. I have to give it the 4 amot kedei avodato. But now it's growing into the arba amot. This is, we're looking above, and we see the vine is growing, and it shoots off over into the area that I am able to work, that I'm allowed to plant other species. Says the Mishnah, Inoto ki'ilu mitultelet tuluyabo. You see it as if a mitultelet, this is in the Bartanura, look at the Bartanura. Hiya barzel shabonim moridin mechevel lemata. This is the iron that those who build, they moridin mechevel lemata, they lower a rope down, al panei hachoma, lirot bo et habinyan im hachoma yishara. You want to see if it's straight. In English we call this a plumb bob. Okay, if you've ever seen a plumb bob, if you ever tried to build, you need to know, right, where am I building the wall under? Where should I start the wall from? Okay, that's the mitultelet that the Mishnah says that we're talking about. Let me see, let me go back to the Mishnah. Here we are, in the wrong place. Okay, so says the Mishnah, if I have, back to our drawing, so I draw a plumb down wherever the shoot is, and I'm not allowed to plant over there, but anywhere else I am allowed to plant. But you don't have 4 amot from that area. It's out of the kedei avodato. So I just can't plant under where the shoot is growing. Kenegdo asur. That's only asur kenegdo, directly below. V'chein b'dalit. The same is true. Dalit is a single vine. If a single vine, remember we gave it shishat tvachim, only 6 tvachim. So if it grows outside of that shishat tvachim, then I do a plumb over where the vines are shooting out of, and then I don't have to worry about it. Then I can plant anywhere, not under the direct area. If I'm pulling, let's say I take a vine and I want it to grow out, so I pull it, I extend it from tree to tree. And then because once it's extended from tree to tree, I don't have the lattice work. I think part of the reason why the Arisim were not popular was because it was expensive. People did not have readily available materials in order to use. So therefore, you would use whatever you had. You had trees, they used ilan esrak. Why not? Why should I have to use wood that I need for fire, or wood that I need for anything for other materials? Why should I use it to hang my vines? So I would just pull from tree to tree. So similarly, the Mishnah says, Tachtea asur. Under those trees, under the area where I pull the vine from one vine to the other, it's prohibited. But, Sipka bechevel ubegemi. If I pulled it with a chevel, with a rope, or gemi is some kind of reed of some kind, so the vine, I want to get from one tree to another, but the vine doesn't reach. So I tie a chevel, I tie a little string, and then I pull it, so in order so that it will just hang, so it'll hang properly. It doesn't reach all the way, but I still want it to be hanging, so I hang it by tying a string. Says the Mishnah, tachat hasipuk mutar. Remember, tachto kenegdo asur. Under the actual vine itself is prohibited, but under the extension of the rope is mutar. That's not considered part of the vine. But but if I tie the rope in order that I want the vine to extend and grow, the offshoots of the vine will continue to grow until the next tree, then it is considered a continuation of the vine, and asur, and it's prohibited. This is the last Mishnah, Mishnah Tet. It concludes the discussion of the Mishnayot of Arisim. And now we can understand why Arisim were so important, because those were considered the up-and-coming technology in vines. So therefore the Mishnah gave a tremendous amount of space, an entire chapter to the idea of vines, because of hanging vineyards, because as we see today, that's how everybody plants vines today. If you have any comments or questions, as always, I always love getting your emails. My email address is arspolter@gmail.com. And will dedicate the learning to the memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.